As we're talking about degrees of change that you can make in a career transition, I have a lot of people ask me, do I need to change jobs or do I just need to alter my current job? And sometimes people like to test that out first before making the leap into changing jobs. Sometimes it's severe burnout that's causing someone to want to make a big change. They want to get as far away as possible from their current job. So in order to assess if it's burnout, you can either try tweaking your current job or switching to the same job in a different industry or a different company. Here are a few of the things that I would assess in order to figure out if you can just change your current job. The first thing I would assess is the tasks that you work on a day-to-day, week-to-week, or month basis. Write out all of the tasks that you are responsible for in your role. Think about how the tasks are laid out week to week. Are you doing a lot of tasks that you don't enjoy on one day, and that day is just really draining, and a lot of tasks that you do enjoy on another day? So as you rate out these different tasks that you're responsible for, if you're really numerical and you want things more concrete, you could even rank how much you enjoy each of these tasks. Kind of like the drains energy, gives energy video, if you already watched that. You can also think about ways you can structure your schedule to better support the tasks that you don't like and the tasks that you do like. Can you change your schedule around a little bit? So tasks and schedule are two of the things that I would consider in your current role that could potentially shift. The other thing that I would think about is the company. How do you feel about the company culture? How do you feel about how the company treats other people in the organization? How do you feel about the growth structure? Consider how the company does or doesn't align with your values. Does it meet enough of your values that it's okay and you feel okay with that? Or are there current values that the company doesn't align with that are really important values to you, that are a line in the sand? And if that's the case, it might just be the company that needs to shift, not necessarily the role that you're in. Maybe you don't need to make a huge change. Another thing that you can consider is your location. How much is your location impacting you? Do you work from home? Are you in an office? What's the office like? Is there a window in the office? Think about how the location impacts you on a day-to-day basis. Is there anything that you can do to change your location to make it feel better on a day-to-day basis? Another thing that you can think about is whether or not you connect with people who give you energy and bring you energy. Do you interact with people who make things more challenging? And how can you interact with more of the people who bring you energy and get you excited about your role, about what you're doing? If there are certain things that you can tweak in your job, either ask for projects that would excite you, ask to be involved in more trainings and learn more. Learning is a great way to get pumped up and excited. Can you interact with teams that pump you up? So just think about how your role is structured, and is there any way we can tweak some of these things to make it feel like a better fit? If it feels like you're really missing something in your current job, but the job is good enough, you could always consider income streaming and take on a portfolio career. Do you want to have a side hustle? Do you even care if you get paid or not for the side hustle? Do you want to volunteer? Is there a way that you could look at your job and your life more holistically and bring in some of the values that don't feel like they're being met right now through something else outside of work? I've had somebody ask me, how do I know I'm not just trying to fall back on my job because it's what I know and what I'm comfortable with? And in order to answer that question, if it's feeling like there's not a gut feeling there, that's when I do think picking things apart numerically, ranking things, all of that can be really helpful. If enough of your values are not being met, it's probably time for a change. And the question I go back to is just how much of a change you need to make. And As long as you're making a change, you don't have to put pressure on yourself. You're not backpedaling. You're not moving backwards. I hear people say that a lot. Don't be too hard on yourself there. A change is a change, and you don't need to put pressure on yourself to make some crazy big change if that's not what you're ready for. Maybe you make a little bit of a change in your current job, test it out, see how it feels. Or if you're really compelled to making a bigger change, you can change your current job and look at a different company or a different industry. But just make sure you do the research around that and you've really thought through it. And the rest of the videos will tell you how to do that. The final thing I want you to reflect on is, do you like where this career is headed within the company that you're in, within the role that you're in? When you look to the future and see the possible roles that you could be in, whether it's making a direct vertical move or a horizontal move, do you see possibility here? Do you like what you see? And if not, it might be time to change the company or the role.